me about it. What did you do this morning to leave?
Media meeting.
Huh. I saw you carrying a pair of chonies for like 2 hours.
Chonies. No, I really just had to upload and edit all those videos. I mean, not edit, but like, you know, post and all that.
Thank God you guys are here to keep them in line. That's y'all's responsibility, you know that, right? You gotta herd that cat right there.
What are we doing today?
We're gonna take this car.
Try to find some breakfast.
Yeah,
Someone
find
didn't
some
cook us
breakfast, then take the car, get it tuned, and get a shower.
Get a shower.
Gotta get a shower. I already took a shower this morning.
Why don't we just take a shower? Why don't we just take a shower in the trailer?
Because there's no water.
There's water.
For washing dishes. Yeah, so we came so early to this race that the water guy's not here yet. So we're gonna rent a hotel room and then we're all gonna take showers there.
Separately.
Separately. I'm gonna stay in it. I don't know what they're doing. Take me up tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll get right on
separately, that sounds expensive. That's a lot of water.
It's all about quality, not quantity, not quality, right?
Where are we driving to? We're driving to Riverside, California, about an hour and a half. With Grandpa driving, it might take 2.
What?
Okay.
What are we doing in Riverside today?
Dyno tuning with CBM Motorsports.
Yeah.
Hey, let me see this camera real quick.
A little Irish Spring actually going on.
So you guys will probably see this guy pop up in some of the videos here and there. And it's gonna look like he's in a lot of them, and you're gonna be like, wait a minute, how is he in the video if he's recording? But this dude has a doppelganger. Yeah. Turn on the light, I can't even see you. Damn. Make it to where you can see both of y'all. This dude's got a freaking doppelganger we just found on the side of the road.
So there's 2 of us.
So there's 2 of us.
The double trouble. The double trouble
and
duo.
They look identical, and they were the same mostly.
Pretty much.
Bro, that one's got. Actually, you got the same beanie on too.
Oh yeah.
Does that go back from the days of where your mom would dress you all the same?
We got out of that phase a long time ago.
Really? Because you're matching still.
How soon they going there?
Probably about an hour and a half. More than welcome to come film if you want.
So,
And what do you usually do here?
Me, I do engine balancing, the builds. I'm manager of the room and order parts, stuff like that. And pretty much do it all. And cylinder head guys over there. Barry, he builds probably, I'd say about 70% of the motors in here. Just because, you know, being 2 builders, I'm either busy balancing or ordering parts or something.
How long have you been building engines for now?
I've only been in the engine department here for 3.5 years. I've been working here for almost 6 years though. I started in service.
Slowly built your way up to building now.
Yeah, I'm a reliable employee, so they put me in here and here I am.
What we do is we'll lower the pressure down to 42 and they'll be 80s. it's still kind of over injected, but at least then it's controllable.
Okay.
So.
Regulators right there.
Yeah, man, I can't get a hold of anybody else.
Okay.
Is that where you want to start?
Well, just let's give it a little bit, and let's go over and take notes on what's here, and then if happens, then we'll just erase it. Trans temp, or if you want to control fans, or if you want to like that. If he used any of that, we need to know what he used. It's either that, or we got.
I can't get a hold of Adam.
It's either that, or we. When you turn an injector, like this style of injector, you up the pressure like that. So then the bottom end, the minimum pulse width it can do grows substantially because it takes longer for the pintle to open and overcome. And then the flow is just way too much. So you have no low end controllable flow, which makes like low end and crisp, like clean tip in and everything.
Like more like
You have no injector control. So if you just tip into and it's going to be fat. It's going to be fat. It's going to be fat. Or it's going to be you're trying to command a pulse width that it can't do because it can't overcome the pressure, and then the injector doesn't even.
That may be why it's popping.
It's
Because
probably
it idles.
fat.
Really? Yeah, because it's got a serious pop.
Yeah. So we might end up just putting 60s and deck of 60s in it, which is what we run all the frickin' engines out there. Because the 60s at 60 or 72s, and they're still super controllable.
So when you do all that, the car will handle. It'll be more like just the throttle response.
You know, they big injectors like this. If you're doing drag race stuff, things like that, they're cool. You don't care about drivability. You're just everything's right. And they're overkill.
It's a pretty easy thing to
Yeah. We'll turn the pressure down first and see how it likes it. But if it's still fighting us, we'll throw a set of deck of 60s in, which we've got a ton of them, and then we'll go from there. Like the Cross 490 I just did. GBR all runs the Decas, the 60s. All of my guys run those. That way, if there's a problem out there, I know where spares are. All right, cool. I'll be back out in just a little bit. Thanks, man. to it, but like $3,000 and up is where it really likes it. What ratio is lower end?
3.0.
It's 3.0. Okay. You have a 1.5?
No, I tried to order a 1.5 before the race, and you can't get any of them. Nobody has any.
High range. What's the diff? 543.
It's the gearworks like that weird one, 5, like, yeah, I think it's 43.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because it, like, high range, it's rough. I mean, you're gonna have to keep it. You're gonna have to make it a point to keep it like $3,000 and up. I mean, that's the big thing. So, because the cam's just so big, it just doesn't make any cylinder pressure until then. And I mean, I've cleaned it up down low as much as I can to where it wants to pull hard, but it's just not gonna down low there.
So you were in low right now?
That was all low, yeah.
Okay.
But the before was high. I wanted to see what it was gonna do in low. But I mean, low, you heard just first and second gear was straight to 75. But high range, I'll throw back in high range. I'm gonna do some more like heavy low end load, kind of like when you get in the rocks.
Okay.
The top end and the cruising, all of that I've already got pretty nailed. So I just want to make sure
You better answer that.
that's all good.
How long would it take to change the cam out?
A while.
Really? Yeah.
In this thing?
All night, actually. Yeah, it takes, because you can't.
No, but I mean, like, if after Hammers I wanted to bring it to you guys to do some magic to it,
Yeah, it wouldn't
it
be
took a
hard.
couple of days, would that be a big deal?
No.
It would take you one day or more than one day?
It'd probably take 2 or 3,
2 or 3
honestly,
days.
because we'd have to do all the work in one day, and then I need to match one to the engine, but I've got a couple solid roller cuts over there that would. I think the 256 one would work really well in this thing.
Gotcha.
But
Might have you do that.
well,
If we have time.
right.
You were talking about staying longer, but not that much longer, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm retired.
Only one that works.
Time don't mean shit.
I gotta get back to work too.
Yeah, he's got to go. But he's got the trailer.
Well, no, but I'll take it.
All we got to do is switch.
All I gotta do is
Willing
take your
to give
trailer.
the specs on the one that's in here.
And everything. Fuck you, dick.
I can walk you through it.
That's a
It's
compliment.
Super easy.
That's a
Get
compliment.
cargo when we push John in that roller. Penis wrinkle.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it's not.
All right. It's just some of the lights, like when the fans are on and shit. They just need to be set back up.
Okay.
So, because when I erased it, it probably just lost the lights. So.
Oh, I think I know how to actually do that.
Yeah, it's,
I know what you're talking about.
super. So we're sitting about 4 1/4 down. One of the things we got going on is intake restriction.
Really?
So we're sitting at 98 kPa of atmospheric here, and by the time the end of the run, we're at 93 kPa at the intake. So we're making vacuum.
So we need a trade.
Sort of
So-
2 air tanks probably come into
Well,
one.
it could be the filters, it could be the intake. The higher revving engines, these intakes, we run out of air. I mean, the fast intakes, I run out of air with pump gas 427s now.
Jesus.
I mean, we're making 700 horse out of them, and I run out of air with them. So, I mean, this is a common thing. But are they the big UMPs, the filters?
I don't think so. They're pretty. They're.
The big round.
Well, yeah, I know. No, because John's so damn tall.
Joe, you wouldn't even see over the dash.
No, you're good.
But there's definitely an intake restriction. I can see it, I can show you guys. But that's common on these cars because of how big of fucking filters everybody runs. And the other common thing is just the intake. We run out of air at the intakes. But I would bet it's the filters more than the intake.
Okay.
Just because the second I go wide open throttle, I never get full atmospheric. It's always, I do just for that little split second, and then it
backs down.
and then I get 3 kPa or so of vacuum. So, but I mean it, and this thing noses over hard. I mean it. I don't know if it's a freaking airflow thing or what, but it.
Yeah, above 60.
Well,
It looks like it plateaus.
yeah. I mean, it pulls all the way up to 75. He'll be able to do that, but I mean, he's gonna have to keep it $3,000 and up the whole time.
Yeah.
Do you think I should just leave it?
I'd leave it to drive it.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, in low range with this converter is going to be way more drivable on the rocks. It's not going to be you nose up on a tire and push the rock, push, and then the converter loads up and the car goes and jumps up the rocks.
Yeah.
This way, it's going to be
And this race is mostly rocks.
right. So I'd drive it and just drive it and see.
Okay.
It sounds.
And if we do change the converter, do you need to get in there and do anything to it again?
Nothing that we can't do out there. We'll just log it, and the computer will do that, and touch up a little bit. Because everything over flash, once the converter flashes, is going to be the same. Under flash, just that tip in, it might need a little bit less fuel because the load is way down, but that's nothing.
The throttle's back right.
Yeah.
Throttle's wide open now.
Yep.
So is it usable though?
I'd drive it. Just take it out and see. It's just going to be kind of luggy down low because of how low it flashes. So, but like I said, in the rocks and low range, you might find that you like that.
Yeah.
If it was 1.5, he'd be damn near perfect, but it's freaking 3. So,
I'll probably try to find a transfer case. That's probably what we really need to do, is find a 1.5 transfer case.
well, yeah, that's what we were talking about already. Like, if you leave it as is, maybe he'll be
gears inside
the
here?
rocks.
Yeah,
He'll be-
Well, no, we can get the gears.
You can't get the gears.
Rebuild it. That's easy.
In fact, these only come in one size gears.
The race cases?
Right.
Oh, no. Oh, you mean the gears inside there?
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Call Advance and see if they have their gears.
And you can rebuild it?
Yeah.
Right.
Just didn't mind.
I love this guy.
All right, cool. I'll talk to him soon. I'll see you.
Transfers are easy.
Thank you.
I wonder if I could just find the gears, because he can rebuild it.
Yeah, we can rebuild the transfer case out there. That's just
Drive the car.
exactly. Thank you.
I agree. I definitely agree. So if I can go right with it.
Yeah. All right. We'll pull it out.